No Plan B, the tactical breaching shooter that really you need to just try out. So, this review of No Plan B, it's like a mini review, but basically I meant to do this months ago, and we just got sidetracked. But this is one of those little games that is fantastic. And I mean, it is amazing, right? So, No Plan B is basically what old school Rainbow Six was. You plan the mission, you send them in, and you set the ball rolling. And as you can see, lots of different options, different teams, how you want to play the campaign. Do you want it customized? Do you want it super tough? Do you want it so you only have one try on a mission? Do you want everything unlocked? It's all available to you. So No Plan B lets you play the game how you want to play it. And to be fair, that's what I like as well. I quite like it. It's just like if you want to play the game really easy, you can. If you want to make it hardcore, you can. If you want everything unlocked straight away, so you can just mess around, you can do that. And that is just phenomenal. So I really, really like that about No Plan B. You also have a lot of customization, different people you can recruit, different skills, different weapons, different tools for the job, and they always mix up where the enemies are placed as well. So there's a lot of replayability to it, and the levels are kind of procedurally generated. And there's tons of content, as you can see here: campaigns, skirmishes, there's challenges, there's tons of stuff to do, and mods, and just an absolute insane amount of weapons from pistols, shotguns, SMGs, assault rifles, snipers, shields, grenades, basically everything. And the AI also gets access to a lot of these weapons as well. So you become up against like quite heavily armed opponents, which I also like. So yeah, it's just there's so much choice, which is really what makes me enjoy the game. There's lots of like it's how you talk men differently, and you can customize the different equipment. And then when it comes to the actual missions, well, it is like when you first play it, it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but it's amazing. So once this is just one of the loading screens included. So as you can see, you have the base kind of mission here, and you can go in and customize your guys. This is, I think, the second mission in the campaign. As you can see, I'm chucking a grenade on that guy. You get different weapons attachments, and you can change all the weapons before the match. They also get weapon familiarization, which is really good. So they get better with weapons they use. And as you can see, you have these set out of the building. And this is the basic. You don't actually see the full kind of all the graphics and stuff like the major when the actual mission takes place. But you get given the options of basically these are the rooms that you must clear. For instance, on the basic mission, and then you set out the actual plan. You breach the doors. You go in. You choose the facing. And as you can see, there's a time bar, so you set everything to happen at a certain time. So, like for instance, they have set up so the guys open the door at the exact same time. And then I'm like, right, I'm gonna have these guys move in. I'm gonna have them face a certain way, chuck a grenade a certain way, fire the weapons. Obviously, they fire the weapons automatically, but basically, it's your job to get your team in there safely, securely, eliminate the hostiles, and either free hostages, defuse bombs, sometimes extract a target. And the thing about No Plan B is there is a time limit. For instance, this mission, you have 45 seconds of time for your team to do the job. Normally, I'd say as well, make sure you use that time. Don't think, oh, I can do it in 20 seconds. Use the time. Go through the map slowly. Don't take as many casualties, as much damage. Don't, risk your men's lives. Because in the campaign, in each kind of campaign mini series, if you lose a guy, he's dead for that part of the campaign. If you're playing on permadeath, which I tend to, it's more fun. So being a bit more careful is definitely worth it. And obviously, as you can see, we're planning the entry of the first room, and you go through, and you've got to kind of think, right, you've got to keep everyone in the same kind of on the everyone in sync in sequence with each other. Because as you're planning, you've got to think, well, as this guy moves to the left, we've got to have this guy move to the right. So there is a lot of back and forth planning, and that's where you'll spend most of your time. As you can see, you can spend minutes. So I've spent up to 20 minutes sometimes planning a mission, and it's gone completely wrong because once you planned it and you execute, they execute that mission by themselves. That's it. There's no one once the actual you've done the live execution, the plan's done. If someone say for instance, if one guy dies, the other guy's just going to follow the route you've given him. Now he'll react to enemies around him, but that means especially when you get to the bigger teams of 4 men, or I think there's up to 8 men in the larger teams. Yeah, there is. You really have to think about how you're clearing buildings, and also, like I say, what is your backup plan? Because there's no plan B. If one squad dies, is the other squad going to loop round? And you have to plan that into your plan. So it's complicated. It's a lot harder than it looks, but to me, it's the best tactical breaching game out there. It's old school Rainbow Six meets kind of like a modern flick on it. And I know it does seem a bit arcadey in the look, but when you see it, it is basically real world tactics getting used, and it's just fantastic. It's the perfect kind of mix of realism and kind of arcade elements with the planning. And I just think it's great. And also, you'll see soon when we execute the plan, once the show is going, you can even switch different kind of cinematic modes, body cams, different footage. You can really tailor the experience to everything you want. Great if you want to make like little cool sequences to show off on YouTube, or if you just want to play, play by yourself, as I do. But yeah, and it's it's a decent price in the Steam store. I think it's about 20 quid, which to be fair is fantastic. You easily get your money's worth. That's like 4 pints of beer, so it's definitely worth the money. I'm actually going to see the plan get executed in a couple of seconds, and the review will end after that. But just give this a watch, and as you can see, look, once you've loaded in, you get the kind of full building with the graphics. And there's my plan executed now. So straight away in, engage the hostile, flashbang out, and it doesn't go all to plan. As you see, he comes in, he does get shot with the shotgun guy, but my shotgunner gets taken down. The other guy with the SMG carries on the plan because that's what he's set up to do. Luckily for me, there's no one hiding behind the bookshelves in the first room. We push in, looks quite safe. The stun grenade is thrown as planned. Bang, goes inside, and there's a hostile that takes him out, and that's it. Anyway, no plan B. Check it out, guys. I'll link it in the comments. Fantastic game, definitely worth buying and playing.